Kids really don't. Yeah, they're all about getting gifts, but they're about the magic of Christmas. And in a sense, the magic is what the season's all about. It's about Jesus Christ. And the magic of Jesus Christ is him being the ultimate sacrifice for all of us. That's some kind of magic. So kids have that. And I think adults need to look at that and try to get it and bring it into their adult lives as well. I love this time of year. I don't go to malls this time of year. No, I avoid them. So I don't get stressed out. Now, sometimes I might get a slight bit of road rage with some idiots out there on the roadways who are bogging up traffic and bogging down traffic and slowing down because they don't know where they want. Oh, they got to go to this store. Oh, no. They need to go and get into this lane all of a sudden because they would rather go to the other store. Look, folks, just settle down, take your time, and enjoy the scenery. It's a beautiful time of year. And it should be, visually speaking, it's gorgeous. In some places where you have snow, along with all the Christmas decorations, it's beautiful. In other places where you don't get snow or you don't have snow yet, all the decorations are still beautiful. And a lot of the buildings and places that you go into for commercial reasons, they're decked out and they're beautiful. I mean, the whole season, everywhere you go, is just Christmas beauty in my view. So you got to be able to see the magic that's in this season. It's only a month out of the year. And you used to be able, now we got people out there who are railing against the Salvation Army. And there are some places that Salvation Armies used to set up their kettles that are being booted out, and they're saying, no, we don't want you anymore, because you got some people who don't like the Do you know why they don't like the Salvation Army? Not because they don't do good, because Salvation Army is one of the most efficient charities out there, but they're not a charity. That's what a lot of people are saying. Really, they're not. They are a religious organization, a religious order. There's nothing wrong with that either. They do a lot of good. In fact, if you look at how much on every dollar, how many cents on every dollar goes back to helping the community, Salvation Army has one of the highest rates of every dollar. See, so if you put $1 in there, you can expect that the vast majority of that dollar is going to help people in need in some form or fashion. I mean, you got these people that run a Salvation Army station, if you will, that make $12,000, $13,000, $14,000 a year. That's it. They make less than the poverty rate. So it's not like, some of these other organizations where the CEOs or the managers make 6 and 7 figures. But the reason why they don't want to support Salvation Army is because the Salvation Army is a religious organization that, like the Catholic Church and other Christian churches, do not fully, wholeheartedly support gay marriage. That's the reason that they give. I'm not making this up. That's the reason that they give. No, I'm not going to. They're not going to support gay marriage, so I'm not going to support Salvation Army anymore. So they're not going to support an organization that helps battered women and children. They're not going to help an organization that helps alcoholics realize that they're alcoholics and stop being an alcoholic. I know once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic, but you get what I'm saying. Get it under control. Be able to control it so they don't fall under the power of alcohol anymore. In other words, they're not, because the Salvation Army doesn't support gay marriage, they're going to stop supporting the Salvation Army's efforts to help people with drug addiction. We're in this huge heroin addiction epidemic all of a sudden, and you want to tell me that a group, an organization that is one of the most successful and most efficient at helping people kick an addiction like heroin, and you no longer want to fund it because they don't support gay marriage. I don't think that that's about the Christmas spirit. No, look, I'm not denying that if you don't like a certain religion, you don't support it. Great. I mean, that's the truth. That's fine. I have no issues with that whatsoever. If you want to tell me that, you're not gonna support Catholic organizations simply because you don't believe in Catholicism or you don't believe in the way the Catholic Church, or you're not Christian, that's beautiful. That's fine. I have no problem with that. But if you come to me and tell me that you're not supporting an organization, yet you won't support Salvation Army, who believes in life simply because they don't believe in gay marriage or support gay marriage, but you will still believe in and fund or force the government to fund Planned Parenthood. Now, see, that doesn't sit well with me. If you are going to be against organizations that believe in life and liberty, but then support organizations that do nothing but deal out death and destruction, we have a problem, you and I. I'm not going to get into the to that whole debate because I know a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still, and most people they have to come to the realization and understanding on their own that abortion is wrong. Nobody can convince them. They're going to have to convince themselves. You're going to have to understand that it is not a lump of flesh, that it is a human being that is growing inside a woman's womb. And that, yes, it is the mother's body. She should have control over her body, and she does have full control over her body. I want to be blunt. She doesn't want a baby. Keep your legs closed. But once you have a life inside of you, you do not have control over that life. You do not have the right to kill that life. You have no such God-given right. Abortion is not women's health care. In fact, study after study, scientific study, medical study after study has shown that there are physical and psychological problems that develop soon after and long after an abortion. Many women who've had abortions because they felt they weren't ready to have a child, and later on they decide that they get married and they want to have a child. A lot of them can't have one naturally. It has to go through via C-section because they screwed up their bodies with an abortion. I'm telling you, this stuff, all you got to do is look it up. I'm not making this stuff up. All you got to do is look it up. Learn for yourself. Get some more information. You can screw up your body, and it plays with your mind. Now, there are a lot of women today that have had abortions that fully regret that decision. And a lot of them have issues constantly bugging them, like wondering how that child would have been if they were allowed to live and grow up. We'll never know. We've aborted a lot of kids. A lot. You want to talk about genocide? But that is too dark for this time of year. I mean, it is a magical time of year, magical season. I truly love this time of year, and I know, well, for kids, most children, whether they're Christian children, because a lot of non-Christian children get to celebrate Christmas as well, and they get to have a lot of fun with it. I know a lot of them get to visit Santa Claus. They get to visit. Who's Santa? Santa's the jolly old elf, right? It's a lot of fun. You get to decorate the Christmas tree, and understand the Christmas tree. Yes, it is by the way, it's not a holiday tree. The Germans and the Germanic tribes and peoples a couple of hundred years ago started bringing in live trees into their homes and decorate them for Christmas. It wasn't a holiday tree. Tannenbaum is a Christmas tree. So, but it's a It has not. It really, the Christmas tree has nothing to do with the birth of Christ in the whole season. But and I also know that because some people tell me, well, Rod, you know where bringing all that greenery comes from. I know bringing greenery inside is a paganish type of thing to do to celebrate certain high holy days during the winter months, because winter in much of Europe, where paganism was and other cultures and peoples were, in the winter months things were kind of dead. Inside the house and outside the house. So people would bring in sprigs of greenery, to try to brighten things up, to remind them that spring was coming. I understand how we got all that stuff. Look, I've done my research. I've read, which is far more than a lot of people out there do. They just find some sort of soundbite that they think is accurate, and they go spout it off. And even after you've proven that they are totally wrong, they still want to believe it anyway. Kind of like global warming. Even after hey, global warming, that's a new church. You can't tell somebody who absolutely believes in global warming that they're wrong. I mean, they say that Christians are stupid and easily swayed in their faith. Like, you got to be kidding me. I think we've got evidence of there being a God, an intelligent designer, if you will. There is no evidence for man-made global warming. None. And yet they still believe it. So I think that they have far more faith than Christians do. Think about it. There is no possible way for people to actually logically believe in global warming, but yet they do. And I know I got some stuff here about that we'll get into a little bit later. One thing that about the president. I know everybody's talking about the budget deal still, and how Ryan and some of the Republicans have thrown the conservatives under the bus yet again. I still don't understand. I mean, you got Democrats out there coming out now like, well, wow. You got Harry Reid and the evil elf Chuck Schumer out there talking about, well, we didn't expect it to be this good. I mean, you got these big liberal Democrats who are openly admitting they got a hell of a lot more than they were expecting, and a hell of a lot more than they were willing to compromise on. So no wonder they're out there gloating. Yeah, we won. I don't know how that happens. How do you have a strong majority? No, it's not a supermajority, but how do you have a strong majority in the House and in the Senate? And how do you have a majority out in the field in the country, all over the country, and you still cannot put forth your agenda? Maybe it's some of that Christmas magic that I was talking about, that Harry Reid and Schumer and Pelosi were spreading around. A little elf fairy dust. Maybe that is what somebody sprinkled that into Ryan's coffee one morning, I guess, because the man just does not seem, where did he go? This is not the same. I said this last night. This is not the same Paul Ryan that was first elected to the House. And look, I know a lot of people when they go to Washington, they get elected. They get changed. I get that. Money changes people. But this kind of change, from going from budget hawk to budget squawk, are you kidding me? I mean, this guy was once vilified as being so mean and cruel because he wanted to cut the budget, slash it, burn it, tear it up, just reduce it. And now he gives them, not only does he give them almost everything they wanted, he gives them more. And he pats himself on the back. I don't get it, folks. I just don't get it. Wish I did, but